So the temporal hollow, of course, is going from the temporal crest, lateral orbital rim, zygomatic arch. And especially here in the most medial part, there is actually, this contributes most to that skeletonized appearance. So this is the most important area for augmentation. So we have a limited amount of product. Then what you could do is just target this area, but of course the other areas could be targeted as well. It's definitely important to palpate where I feel the superficial temporal artery pulsating here below my finger, so it's good to avoid that. But especially if you want to inject with a sharp needle into this area, it's good to palpate over here. The real danger zones, because we're going to do a supraperiosteal technique, is the anterior and the posterior deep temporal arteries. We don't know exactly where they are because the anatomic variation is very significant in the arterial anatomy. And therefore, even though this is a relatively safe zone, there is no such thing as absolute certainty about a specific zone being safe or not when it comes to arterial anatomy. Therefore, we have to use a smart technique, and the one that I'm proposing when using a sharp needle is single entry, multiple small bolus technique. I'll show you what that means. Single entry, you only need one entry point to penetrate the skin. 1, 2, 3, penetrate the skin. Straight to the periosteum. My needle tip is touching the periosteum right now. And I start to inject very slowly a small bolus, about 0.05 to 0.1. Retract, reorient, readvance. Small bolus. I do not aspirate. Aspiration is absolutely unreliable with this product. Retract, reorient, readvance until I feel direct contact with the periosteum again. 0.05 to 0.1 per bolus. Never more. So 0.05. 0.05. 0.05. So patients sometimes get a little bit nervous when they get injected into the temporal area because they think there's a direct connection to the brain from this area. So sometimes we have to reassure them that there is no such thing as intracerebral injection from here, if we at least be gentle, because of course with a sharp needle, who knows how far you could go. So if you just use a gentle approach, then you should not be able to get into the brain. And then you can see there's reduced hollowing, less of the visible bones, and I think I have to go a little bit more superior as well. 1, 2, 3. Straight down to the periosteum. Close to the temporal crest. Here I feel pulsations, so I'm not going to inject there. Here I feel pulsations as well. That's your pimple, sorry to press it. Okay, well, I'll leave it like this.